Oy vey. How are we all doing? Welcome to the Irish Hotspur. I'm Jacob, part of United Spurs of America. If you've been here after the matches at all, you know why I'm here. But let's keep it honest. Let's keep it true to ourselves. Hit the like one time for David and Jack because they are just such great folks. They bring us content all game day. As you well know, you keep it locked here. Game day, match day, all week, really, technically. That's just for me personally. I hope you do the same, as well as myself. I'm a little upset. I'm a little down, but you know what? I just need to talk about it. Sometimes in life, you get dealt cards and hands that necessarily you didn't want. This season is definitely one that I would chalk up into the former, but there is good news. There is good news on the horizon. I'm not going to tell you what the good news is right now. I'm not going to tell you yet. How about that? I'm not going to tell you yet. I'll tell you soon. Just want you to keep tuning into the show, and I'll tell you why there's good news on the horizon for Tottenham Hotspur. But it is a dark day. Aside fighting tooth and nail to get out of the relegation zone, they succeed and now find themselves 6 points above the bottom three, I believe. Let me check that before I keep talking about it. They have 33 points, and in 18th place, Forest has 27, so 6 points. I am correct. There we go. But before I go any further, I want to again remind you, my name's Jacob. I'm here on the Irish Hotspur holding it down for David and Jack and Nikki. But hit the like one time for them. Hit the like one time for me. Technically, don't do it twice because then I guess it would go away. So do it 3 times. Do it one time for Jack and David. Do it one time for me. That'll technically be 3 times, and the thumb will stay liked. So please do that one time for them. They're such great lads on the road to 10K, so they're not far away now. Keep liking the video, and it will help them, and it will also tell them that I'm doing a decent job. So my initial thoughts on the match before I bring on our first guest, which I've been trying to get this guy on every time we lose, draw, have a horrible performance, which is actually quite often. I've been trying to get this man to come on the show and come yell at me, come tell me how it is. And he's in the back. He's my first guest, and I cannot wait for y'all to hear what he says. And I can't wait to see if, maybe I can help cheer him up a little bit, or maybe he can help anger me up. I don't know. We need to figure out the vibe tonight. So I hope we're all doing well in the chat. I'm going to run through the chat real quick before I bring in the first guest. And I wanted to share a little bit about how I feel about the game, and then really let the guests go in. And I just want to kind of poke and prod and see what's in there and see what they got for me. But first and foremost, smash a like on the stream as well. I've said it 3 times now, so 3 times is the charm, in my opinion. Help support the channel. Hit the super chat. Help David and Jack know just that you love them so much and you appreciate what they're doing. And there's my channel as well. Jack Kanicki's the bomb, so he put it in the chat already. You can go hit that, like and subscribe over there to my channel as well. But first and foremost, we got Materio. I don't know how to say your name, my friend, and I apologize if I've butchered it. But you get the first place prize today, my friend. You were in the chat first. Says, I'm sorry, but I almost lost my mind when that Cahill guy began calling for Poch. What does any sane person think is going to happen if Poch returns now? That's a great question to ask. It is one that I cannot answer you because, quite frankly, when he left, it wasn't on the best of conditions and on the best of terms, and not for good reasons at all. So, in returning to the same heaping, steaming pile of old tires, I don't even know what to call it. It's not a dumpster fire anymore. It's just ash that's on fire. Next year will be even worse. Can we be much worse? I mean, we could drop to the bottom half of the table, but we don't. So there's the panic button. Like I said, I do got some good news. No need to hit the panic button yet. I mean, if it hasn't been hit already, it might be already hit. It might already be jammed in the down position because we've smashed that button already so much. Jack Kanicki says, I want Poch back. Am I stupid? Do these stupid Poch is magical fans really want? I think people want Poch back just because of the good times, the good memories, the vibes, and the football that he played. And for those reasons, I cannot fault them for wanting Poch. I would rather Poch, my personal opinion is I would rather Poch comes back. I'd rather he comes back under better circumstances than the ones he would face at this club right now. Big up EK, Newcastle fan. It looks like. Yeah, that's my boy EK. Big up lads. Go check him out. He had a tough day too. Newcastle had a tough. My Hotspur, big up everyone. Hope you're all well. Yep, tough day at the office for us both. That is true. The race continues, and it is yet more interesting because, Aston Villa is actually a good side. So I think you could take a little more pride in that whooping that you took. They beat us 2-0, so we can't say much to Newcastle about that. That's a little foreshadowing. I'm not even going to read that comment from Chris, a member of the Irish Hotspur channel. And while I say that, I do want to remind you, do hit that join, get your membership, get the link, come on here, yell at me, cry at me, move on with me. It don't matter what we do, as long as we talk it out. And you could do that with me tonight, next week. You could do that with Jack Kanicki and David on Mondays and Fridays, I believe it is. I know they're on every Monday and Friday, maybe more. So it's definitely get your bang for your buck getting that membership to Irish Hotspur. But come on and have your say with me. Coy says, how can we lose to Bournemouth and now Poro has deleted his social media? We're in the mud. Oh no, did he delete his social media? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I didn't know that. I have to look into it. I didn't know Poro. I mean, he probably just doesn't want the abuse that may or may not come his way because, let's be honest, the man had a tough day at the office. If I'm being polite, he was getting turned around. He was getting nutmegged. He's looking a little shaky out there. No need to abuse the guy. He's still only adjusting to the Premier League. And let's be honest. I mean, these Premier League sides, big up Wisdom Wolf, and they're a member of the channel as well. Big up Wisdom Wolf. I mean, let's be honest here. Playing most of these Premier League, if not all the Premier League teams, is not an easy thing to do. They're all trying to stay up. No one's trying to get relegated. No one wants to be that yo-yo club. You got to imagine Bournemouth, especially. They got Michael B. Jordan, I believe, is in the board of investors. He partly owns some of Bournemouth. They're trying to get Bournemouth to be a relative. Relative. I don't know. They're trying to make them relevant in the Premier League, and you know what? More play to them. I hope that they could get that done, but it sucks that they could get it done versus us. We're supposed to be a large elite club, which we were not today. Excuse me. I need some water. Chris, there it is. That is actually my first guest this evening. I don't know. I don't want to go too much longer before I bring him on. We are just hitting here over the 12-minute mark, so I do want to give a little parental advisory, a little. You know what they have on those CDs? A little like sticker that says parental advisory, like mature content incoming. Fair warning. When this gentleman, Chris, comes on, he has dynamites in his comment. You can imagine this man's going to be spitting dynamite when I bring him on. So please, if you're easily offended or if you're young and impressionable, please don't repeat a lot of the words this man may or may not say. But big up Chris. I cannot wait to talk to him. Personally, I have been asking him to come on the show for quite some time. And he always says he's too angry. And I say, that's perfect. Bring it on the show. Steven, I wasn't surprised by the scoreline because the way we played for most of the game, getting sick and tired of sitting back. I hate playing out of the back, especially when you have a keeper who's not necessarily really good at that. I was a keeper who's not really good at playing out of the back. I asked the manager, hey, can we not make that one of our focal points in the tactics? Because I'm not really confident with my feet, sir. And, you know, they adhere to that. But Hugo's the captain. I guess he does what he wants. The hottest Spur, Christ himself, can come down from heaven and manage his team, but it wouldn't matter whilst we still have the bald T-word at our club. Fair. It's a fair opinion to have, my friend. It's a fair opinion to have. Thank you, Jack. Says, thank you, Jacob, for putting up a brave face. I hope my face looks brave today. Trying to put a smile on because you know what? There is light at the end of the tunnel. There is light. Next week will be a battle between us. That's right. We are going to be playing at St. James Park. Not looking forward to that one, if I'm being honest. Hopefully there's something we could do. Hopefully we play relentless with our backs against the wall. But that's another. I don't want to dive too far into my own opinion about that. Sean Maddox, Stellini blaming Richarlison and not his decision to bring on Sanchez. Interesting. I'll have to pull those up while I talk to my first guest. The post-match comments. Have not had a chance to view that myself. Jack, big up my man. Yeah. Yep, that is true. George Hill, just ready for the season to end. Don't care where we end up. Just want to fast forward when this club at least looks like it isn't in a rudderless boat. Big up George Hill. Great comment there. It is tough. A fast forward button would be nice. But also, I just want to say like it's part of the ride, right? Isn't there some saying about roller coasters or whatever? They're like roller coaster, goes up and down, left and right. But you could either enjoy the fact that you had the ups and the downs, or you could spend your whole time complaining about waiting in line. I think it's something like that. I don't know if it is a saying. If not, I will make it a saying and make it mine. Disgusting fire Stellini, bring in a new philosophy. Stellini is the remnants of Conte. I mean, we see it in the 11 in the formation we start out with. So let's get some jokes, guys, and let's fuka de football. Says Cratch CR4CH. Sorry, I'm sucking with pronunciations today. Y'all do so good in the chat here on the Irish Hotspur. So I'm just trying to keep up. Welsh Gal, big up Jacob. But just cannot deal. Yeah, it is tough. Big up Welsh Gal. Hope you're doing well. Despite that result, Jack Kaneki is not an idiot. No, he is not. He's a very smart man. He's a very smart man. Sean Maddox hit it 3 times. That's right. Peter Simon Stellini's an idiot. He said we deserve to win. I mean, we deserved. I think we deserve to win. We deserve to lose, and we deserve to draw that game. I feel like all of it. I think we deserved all of it. Big up Ellie as well. I was there, tried hard, but Stellini got it wrong. Bringing on Sanchez and realized and took him off. Then the idiot took off Skip and left us exposed. Positive Danjuma and Richie's energy. Start them. Great point. Great point there, Ellie. Henry Thong TV. Pedro Porro deleted social media. Yeah. Ellie says I can't see the link. Ellie, I will send you the link right now. Don't you even worry. I have sent it now. You got it. You should have it. Come on the show. I'm about to bring on the first guest, so I hope you're ready. You don't have your camera on, so you can't give me a thumbs up. Just hit me in the private chat, my friend, if you're there and you're ready. Stellini's not any different from Conte's decisions are just as bad. We saw him a little earlier, so if anything, he makes the poor decisions a little bit sooner than Conte would, maybe a little less stubborn. He says he's ready. I'm ready. I appreciate everyone in the chat. I will run through it mentally and star any good questions y'all may have for myself or the guests. But always hit the super chat. That will get priority over anything. You hit a super chat and help David and Jack out here, showing some support for the channel. But without further ado, let me bring on the first guest. We've got Chris, and it's been a long time since I've gotten to talk to you, Chris. First off, how are you feeling, man? How are you doing?
It's too early. You still got about 15 minutes before I can say what I really want to say, actually, because I'm being pretty quiet.
Well, let's talk about before the match. You woke up today. How are you feeling when you woke up today?
I thought, yeah, going to be a good day. Sun shining. I'm going to get 3 points. It's going to be a good end of the day. But then I forgot I supported Tottenham.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the fun part? We always yesterday on my Friday show on United Spurs America, I predicted, you know what, it's gonna be a back and forth ugly game, but I predicted us to win. I predicted us to come out on top, and we did not. And it's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow, my friend.
See, do you know the thing is, though, I didn't expect an easy game against Bournemouth because I saw what they did with the Scum a few weeks back when they took them right to the end, and Arsenal only beat them in the 95th minute. So I didn't think it would be such an easy game, but we might as well just give them. We gave them a nice Christmas present, 3 Christmas presents, one after the other. It was like watching the buses come along, one after the other. It's ridiculous, man.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Okay, so I mean, let's just look at it, Frank. Like I'm trying to go back to the beginning, and I want it to play out as a story, like for how you saw the thing unfold. So let's talk about when it came out, and you saw, you heard, whatever it was. What did you make? It was unchanged, basically, to what we're used to seeing. Kind of what I thought would happen. Is that what you thought would happen as well? We just unchanged the 11.
I saw this starting 11. I thought, yeah, that's more than enough to beat Bournemouth. More than enough.
Should be. When we said the same thing about beating Sheffield in the FA Cup, more than enough to beat them too, right?
Then the game started. Then the nightmare began.
It's a tough
Do you
one.
know, Jacob? I thought when we went 1-0 up in the first 14 minutes, I thought this is going to be a walk in the park. It's going to be a nice, gentle stroll. Yes, 3 points by 5:30, smiling my head off. Do you know what? That couldn't be more wrong. By 5:30, I wanted to boot my laptop out the window. How things can change in an hour and a half.
I could tell you how. You know what's interesting is I'm not trying to be like, oh, I predicted this, I predicted that, right? But yesterday, big up Jadang, big up everyone in the chat. Make sure to hit a like one time while you come in or one time while you're leaving. But I predicted yesterday on the Friday show I do over there on my channel. I was like, you know what? I really think Son is going to score like he did, and he scored 10 minutes versus Brighton. Today it was in the 14th minute that he scored. So I was really like, okay, everything's coming to fruition. And then when they equalized, okay, I'm
Do you
getting
know
ahead of
what?
myself because there was a
Jacob,
Davinson Sanchez substitution before that equalization. But I was going to make an overall point, just real quick about this is kind of what I expected the match to be, if I'm honest. I expected the match
what
to
you
be very
imagined.
back and forth. But I did think we would pull it off at the end. Admittedly, if you did watch my channel, if you did go back and try and fact check me, admittedly, I did predict us to win. I predicted a 3-2 win. But I expected this kind of match that would be very open affair, inviting them to do what they wanted. I mean, we saw Marcus Tavernier. I heard of him like once before today, and watching him today again, we just make someone on the right look world class. We make their person on the right look world class, and I don't understand why it's always like that. And I mean, Dominic Solanke, how long has it been since that guy scored? I don't even know the last time that guy scored. And
But
it's
Jacob,
just
that's the
examples like that to me. It's just we always capitulate, we always crumble, we make these players look better than they are. Is it a mentality thing, Chris?
Jacob. The funny thing is, right? You say that you can't remember when the last time Dominic Solanke scored. Yeah, it's like a few weeks ago when we played Southampton. Walcott hadn't scored for nearly over a year. Comes to Tottenham all over again, and what does he go and do? It's Tottenham Hotspur. What do we expect nowadays? Let me tell you one thing, Jacob. When I saw the ball go up, and I saw Sanchez. I just sat back in my chair and I went, "Oh fuck!" That was my words, and that was it. I was like, "Oh god, not again! Here we go." And it was the Sanchez show, comedy. Well, it wasn't even
What
a
were your
funny
initial
comedy either.
What were your initial thoughts, Chris, when you saw him trotting onto the field for an injured Clementine Longley?
I thought, "Oh fuck, this is going to be a long afternoon." But Jacob, I'll tell you what. Up to half time, I was just in pain. Then when it came to at least the half time highlights were a lot better. Just watching all those American adverts made me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, but see, you're getting fooled there too, my friend. Anyone in America will tell you Applebee's, they're famous for microwaving all their food. They just buy it, they get it frozen, and they microwave it. So you're getting fooled
Yeah, but
on the television supporting Tottenham Hotspur, and then you're getting fooled by the American adverts that are showing you these burgers and these wings that make you think that they made them back there, but really all they did was microwave them.
Jacob, that's what I mean. You watch Tottenham thinking you're going to get a brilliant result. Yeah, you're going to have a brilliant day. And then you realise you support Tottenham and you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I know I'm joking about it, but inside I'm absolutely raging. How on earth do we lose that game? Newcastle lost today, for fuck's sake. We should be taking advantage of that. But what do we go and do? We do our usual shit. Bottle Job FC, as people call it. And you know what? Today I can call them Bottle FC because we bottled it yet again.
Do I sing the song? It happened again. I was about to, but I feel like it's kind of disrespectful. But am I disrespectful When
No,
Eric
not really.
Dyer's the one laughing in the streets with some content creator,
Yeah, I know.
and he's laughing in the streets about we
Winning
don't
nothing.
win anything,
Yeah, I know we don't.
giggling like he's meeting Miley Cyrus backstage or something.
I know. But do you know what? That sums up the mentality of the players we have,
Yeah,
Jacob. Yeah.
exactly, Chris. Exactly.
Jacob, the thing is, right? Conte questioned the mentality of the players. Conte had that winning mentality. But do you know what the problem is? Conte tried to put that mentality into those players. But the problem is, those fucking players have got losers mentality. So no matter what manager comes in,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, not one of those players is going to win fuck all because they don't have that mentality. They don't have the balls to do it. You can bring Pep Guardiola in. He won't do nothing. You can bring the best coach in the whole damn world. He
Ain't
ain't
gonna
gonna
do
do nothing.
nothing. Ain't
Nothing
do
with
it.
those
To
fucking
quote my
players.
man Conor McGregor, you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah,
You ain't
exactly.
doing nothing. Because
Nothing at
that's
all.
just actually the word. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with the whole like Poch back, or let's go get the Zerby, or let's go get X, Y, and Z. Let's go get
Bring Bots back for what?
what, yeah, exactly. You want to ruin this man's career further? He's already embarrassed with the PSG. You could say a failure. He did win a trophy with them, must I remind everyone. But
See,
largely, you would say
Jacob,
that was an embarrassment for his career. I don't know that. So I don't think he'd want to come here right now. Is my
you
kind of thought. I definitely
mark my
want Botch
words,
back, but not right now.
Jacob. Mark my words, yeah. Conte's going to go back to Italy and he's going to win a fucking trophy, yeah. Every manager who leaves Tottenham Hotspur wins a fucking trophy afterwards. It's the way it goes, and it's those fucking players' fault. A lot of them. It's that simple.
Spot on, Chris. Apologies
It's
there. I had something fall and I didn't want the mic to hear it.
it's
Um,
it's, it's that's the way it goes. You Poch left us, won a trophy. Even Nuno went to El Ittihad in Saudi Arabia, won a fucking trophy. Come
mhm.
on.
I mean, that's what happens, right? You leave Tottenham, you win a trophy. It's maybe could be the most enticing part we could have in a sales pitch to players.
To managers.
Um, is to say, yeah, to managers, to players, say, hey, don't worry, come here, you put in the work here, you get embarrassed, everyone laughs at you for a little while, but as soon as
But
you move on,
you'll get a handsome payout and a trophy.
there you go. And it's hard for me to go. I made an appearance on the football terrace earlier tonight, and it's hard for me to go on there and defend Tottenham or to like have any pride in Tottenham or Spurs. Really, it's just like, yep, yep. Whenever anyone's saying anything, I just gotta kind of, yeah. I mean, what am I gonna say to prove them wrong when it comes to them basically just bashing this club? And I struggle for that sometimes. But me personally, Heung-min Son is my favorite player. Heung-min Daddy, I like to refer to him on my channel. He scored a goal. I'm happy about that. I'm happy with the way that he played as well. He played very confidently. There were some bright spots for me throughout that match that give me a little hope. Perisic wasn't completely useless going forward.
For
He
a
was
change.
going back, but and here's my other thing. When it comes to like Romero, I've seen him getting a lot of flack as well. The man
Today was
played
deserved.
three different positions within 90 minutes of ball, and we were expecting him to have a consistent performance in all three different positions. To me, it's a little rough to be mean on Christian Romero. He is the best defender we have, in my opinion. I didn't see him do too much wrong, other than everything else I saw him give wrong. One of the goals, he was a part of the problem. Pedro Porro was a part of a problem.
Sanchez.
Davinson Sanchez was a part of two problems. So I don't know. What's your take on the back three, then the back two, then the back to the back three, and then back to the back two? What did you take away from like Christian Romero and Davinson Sanchez today?
No comment. No comment. I refuse to comment. If they were that bad, I refuse to comment. Sorry, today Romero was absolute dog. You, Dyer actually played actually a decent game for a change. He didn't do too much wrong, Dyer. I can't actually criticize Dyer too badly. Romero and Sanchez today. God.
I'll criticize Eric Dyer because I feel like when you're around radiation, it's just not good for you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I agree with that. But today, really, in a defensive start, I don't think he did too much wrong because he made his clearances and he made his challenges properly. Romero clumsy with the ball, just no effort. But you know what? I'm not going to dig out individual players because that's not fair, really, to
It
do
isn't.
that.
It isn't. And I always do say
It's
that. Anytime I give Eric Dyer, anyone who knows me knows I go hard on Eric Dyer. But also, I blame
it's
a
a
lot of the
collective.
players around him. I blame the fact that he's not. He's just not good enough. First of all, Eric Dyer is not good enough, and you surround him with players and expect him to be a leader. And he's been here. He's the veteran of this club. I mean, come
Jacob,
on. This is we built this club around players like Eric Dyer, and then we're surprised that we're a bunch of losers out there sometimes. And I don't understand that because to me, you've allowed this man before the match, they're saying Eric Dyer's gonna get a contract. They're gonna extend
yeah.
him.
Yeah, when I see that, I thought, for fuck's sake, here we go. That means
Yeah.
another centre.
If I hear
That's another
that,
summer without a centre back. Oh, here we go. Yeah,
they're gonna say we did sign our center back.
yeah, we give him an extension. Yeah, well done. Yeah, fantastic. Way, let's celebrate.
It's infuriating. I'm going to start this comment. I'll bring it up later. But Welsh Gal says 9.3K subs. Let's get Dave and Jack to the 10K. Let's do this. That's right. Two great lads. Let's get them there. Let's help them get there. Daniela Zito. Good evening,
Make sure you
Jacob.
do it.
Yeah, make sure you do it. That's right. Good evening, Jacob. Us fans do not deserve this crap. What they're making us watch each week. This is actually reminds me of a point that I did want to talk about before I do let you go, Chris. The
Jacob, you
booing
know
of
what does make
Davinson Sanchez. What's your opinion on the booing of him specifically, and then like the whole, topic of booing players when you're there?
look?
Where do you stand with that?
I don't agree with it, but when people are paying thousands of pounds to go to watch that team week in week out, they have that they pay for that right to boo. They should think themselves lucky it's just booing. In other countries, you'll have bottles thrown at your heads, coins, lighters, whatever they can find to throw at you, they will throw at you. So just be grateful. In this country, they don't do that as much.
Hmm.
So, but you know what though, Jacob? I don't blame one player, Sanchez, or this player, or I'm not hearing none of this crap, all this bollocks. The whole team as a collective was a bunch of useless, overpaid pansies who going to go home in their little Rolls Royces, their Bentleys, their BMWs, to their big houses. Oh, it's only the fans that are suffering. We don't really care. Because they don't. Clearly they don't. So with the booing, I couldn't give a toss either way. I really don't care. When people pay thousands of pounds every year for their season ticket, they pay for that right to boo. Simple as that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who cares?
Big up Jimmy
Get
Gitt.
over
Agrees
it.
with me. About the Dyer's a disgrace. He is a disgrace. On that pizza review, yucking it up and about never winning a trophy, and they reward him with a new contract. Are you kidding me? It just frame this moment. If you ever watch Black Mirror, those futuristic shows when they got like moments, like life saved in a memory or whatever the fuck. So I want to take that, frame it, and I want everyone in Tottenham. I'm going to send it to Daniel Levy, and I need him to sign it. And I need whoever walks into this building, I need them to sign it. Because to me, that is the epitome of what is wrong with this club. That mentality, and then
Jacob,
we
with
reward
that
that
video,
mentality
yeah.
with another. Hey, you've been kicking your feet up for 10 years. Why don't you kick your feet up and go laugh about us some more? That was great for us. The PR of Dave Portnoy and you just hucking it up. That's just great PR. To me, honestly, it's a disgrace. It is an
Jacob, for that
embarrassment.
video, yeah. For that video, why don't they put it on the big screen of Tottenham's Hotspur Stadium on the day of his testimonial? Say, this is Eric Dyer for you. Here is the
Exactly.
player you're celebrating 10 years of. On his testimonial. Here is the guy, Eric Dyer, laughing at we won fuck all.
Sean Maddox says, yes, the crap players need to go, but we need to bring in better managers that fit our system. I'll argue that you could bring in any manager. It does not matter what system they play. We won't buy them the right players for that system, and then we'll buy them a guy who sounds like it or is from the same country or maybe like knew the guy in grade school. The thing is, we make bad decisions from the top down, Sean Maddox. So that's just my opinion. I think it doesn't matter. We brought a serial winner in Jose Mourinho. He's a serial trophy winner. He got to a final. We sack him 5 days before the final. We bring in Antonio Conte, who I was told was a Jose Mourinho in his prime, a serial winner. All he does is win competitions. He's so great in the league, and he can't get it done. Pochettino, as much as we love him, he didn't get shit done. He didn't win nothing. So when we talk about a better manager, it doesn't matter if we get a Pochettino from a Southampton, making a name for himself, or we've got the most established manager, or you could argue, in recent history, or someone who in current times is in his prime and supposed to be winning. I bought into all three of those. Not Nuno. I'm not going to mention Nuno, but they all have the thing in common. Jose Mourinho went and won a trophy first thing he did when he left Spurs. So did Nuno. So it doesn't matter what managers we bring in. The system is broke. The bike needs repair. It is unwritable at this point.
I'll tell you what then, Jacob. Let's bring in Pep Guardiola. Let's bring in Pep Guardiola, yeah? Let's bring him in. Let's see if you can win a trophy at Tottenham. He'll probably do nothing. Get sacked. Go to another club, win a trophy. It's the Tottenham Hotspur way. Told you. If you want a guaranteed payout, gold man's Tottenham, get sacked, go to another club, win a trophy. Guaranteed payout.
Yeah.
But Jacob, this is the truth. After watching what I watched today, you know what? These players should think themselves lucky they still got a contract at the end of every game, single game. Well, the supporters are the ones suffering, not those players, because they'll get their paycheck at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're happy as hell. Oh, they'll go back to the training ground. Oh, we'll try a little bit harder next game. We're going to probably get our asses whooped by Newcastle. Probably going to get our asses whooped by Man United. Then followed by Liverpool.
Oh, man. Chris, I could talk to you for forever, but you know what? I do have two guests in the back waiting patiently. So I do want to hear what they say. But I also want to ask you before I let you go, man. Do you have any final thoughts for me, or anything you are thankful for in your life that may be outside of Tottenham Hotspur?
Thank God we didn't play on a Sunday, because at least my whole weekend wouldn't have been ruined.
There you go. See? There's always something, man. There's always...
And the positive, I'm at work tomorrow in the office, yeah? So at least those Newcastle supporters can't give me no shit.
Hey, if everyone's losing around us, we're just part of the losing pack of losers.
Exactly.
And... misery does love company sometimes, Chris. And that's why I've invited you every time. I vehemently try to invite you because, especially when we lose, because I want to hear what you have to say. Because you know what? Sometimes people may not like what you say, but whether I agree or disagree or feel the way that you feel, I love the passion. The passion for me is what is the fire in the engine that pushes this club on, is the passion of the fans. So you're a fan, and I love your passion, man. But
Jacob, the passion, the fire's burnt out where I'm just like, you know what? If we're going to lose, fuck it, just lose. Just get over and done with. Because we're starting to get used. It's starting to become a bit of a pattern now, really, isn't it, if you think about it? We go into a game with high expectations, then come away thinking, the fuck did I have high expectations for? I should have known better.
Yeah. Well,
on a positive,
I think you've done great today, and I'm very glad that we got to talk, Chris.
Only other positive, it's only 7 more games to go. That's the only other positive I can think of.
True. And I mean, mathematically, we're not out of the top 4 race. So, actually, before I let you go, I do want to ask you that, because that is a recurring question I'm going to ask the rest of the guests as well.
No, I don't think we're finishing top 4. We'll be lucky to finish 7th.
Where do you want to finish? I was going to ask you, one of them is where do you think we'll finish, and then where do you want to finish?
Look, I would be lying if I said I didn't want to finish top 4, because everybody wants to be in the Champions League. Obviously, I would love us to be in the top 4, but realistically, I don't know if this is spicy.
I don't want top 4 next year. I don't want to play in a competition that we have no chance of winning. I want to play in. And maybe Europa's a little aspiration. Michael and I were having this debate about Conference League or Europa. Which one would you rather get?
Do you know what? I would take the conference, because at least it's a slightly easier competition to win.
I mean, we should have won it the first year round. I would have loved to win it. But you know who did win it? Jose Mourinho. And guess what? That was his first stint after. I'm sorry. I'm going on about people winning after they go to Spurs. But you know what? I think the Conference League is the level of competition that, quite frankly, the Eric Dyer belongs in, that Clement Longley belongs in. Perisic, I don't even know if he belongs in the Conference League anymore. Oliver Skipp, I love the lad. I think with him we are better than without him. He showed me a lot of great things. And number one was heart and hustle, and I value that above more than what like numbers will tell me. Like if you look at SofaScore, he got a low score, Oliver Skipp, but I thought that he was one of the most hardworking players out there today. And sometimes that could take you a
Possibly.
long way. So, Jethalal says we're missing Royale. Were you missing Royale, Chris? I gotta let you go, Chris. But real quick, were we missing Royale?
Do you know what? It took me a long time to say this, but yeah, do you know what? We probably do. And it's even funny that we're missing Ben Davies as well. That's the funniest part of it. Not only we're missing Royal, we're actually missing Ben Davies. That's no when you know you've sunk to a new low.
Yeah,
That's
that's tough. That
when
is
you
tough.
really know you've hit rock bottom when you actually miss the likes of Royal and Davis.
Yeah, it's tough out
Anyway,
here. It's tough. Chris, thank you
the,
so
the
much for
joy
joining me. It's always
the
a
joys
pleasure
of
to chat
supporting
with you,
Tottenham.
man. I hope you have a great Sunday, man. Don't let the rest of your weekend be ruined, all right?
Yeah, it's just the joys of supporting Tottenham Hotspur FC.
Yeah, that's just right.
Yay. Yay.
Yay. Yay. Come on, give me a come on, you Spurs. Kuva,
No,
my buddy
no,
Kuva,
I can't do it.
he's been saying instead of coys, he's been saying toys. Toss out, you Spurs. Just toss him out. Because he doesn't even watch the matches anymore, and he's been a fan for a long, long time. But he doesn't watch matches anymore, and he says toys instead of coys. So you can give
Do you
me
know
a
what?
toys if you want on the way out, or you can
No,
give me a coys.
they don't deserve either. So
No
fuck
breath
them.
from Chris. That's rough. That's
Do
a
you know
cold
what?
shoulder.
Do you know what? Fuck them. That's what I say. That's my final word on the matter. Fuck them.
uh, Chris, big up,
Jacob,
bro.
been a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, my friend. Take
Oh, man.
care. Have a great Sunday. And now, thank you so much, Chris. That was the first caller, and what a doozy it was. I got two guests in the back. I'm gonna bring on Dermot next. If that's all gravy, yep, you gave me a thumbs up, good, because he was in here first. He was originally going to be my first guest. He had some things come up, but Dermot has returned. I think maybe Chris lit the fire. And you know what? Dermot said, it's time for me to get on the stove and cook because I'm feeling frisky tonight, and not the fun frisky, maybe the angry frisky. Dermot, how are you feeling?
The fed up, frustrated, pissed off Frisky, to be honest
Okay.
with you. Look, I've put in the chat, our club's dead.
There it
Our
is. I
club
just
died.
found it. There it
Yeah.
is. I'm 7 minutes behind the chat. Wow, y'all are killing it tonight in the chat. Hit a like one time for Chris. Hit a like one time for Dermot. Make sure the thumb ends up. Tottenham
Yeah.
Hotspur has died. RIP Spurs. You had a stream on your channel the other day. I want my Tottenham back. You've been saying I miss my Tottenham. So talk to me,
We,
man. How are you feeling after today? I'm gonna
I've
start
given
this
up.
and I'll save
I've
it,
given
Val.
up. I've given up now. The season for me is over. Season was over a couple of weeks ago. I was actually due to go today, and I made a conscious decision not to go.
You gave your ticket away, right?
I don't know. I know I couldn't give it away in the end.
Oh,
But
okay.
the point is, I was due. I couldn't go. Why would you go to see this bunch of idiots, who pretend they care about our club? They don't care about our club. They don't care about the badge. They don't care about the shirt or what the shirt means or what the badge means, the meaning behind it. They don't care about the legacy of Bill Nick or Keith Birkinshaw or Terry Venables or people that have won us stuff, players that have won us stuff from Mr. Buckley, who started Tottenham Hotspur, up to Bill Nick, Danny Blanchard, Martin Shivers. I can go on and on and on and on of players that it meant something for them to play for this club. It was something. It was an honour. It was it was an honour. And these players don't care. So why should we care? But we do care because we support the club. Without us, there's no Tottenham Hotspur.
Why do we care more?
I think because we care more because it's been a way. It's born into us. We're born Spurs fans. We could quite easily go and support Man United or Liverpool or Chelsea or the other club, but we support Tottenham because we love supporting Tottenham. Tottenham is our club. It's our second love. Of course, your family and your partner and your children are your first love, but Spurs is your second love.
Mm-hmm.
And when the players don't care, when the chairman doesn't care, when you look at the club, and it's not the club I recognise from I was a kid growing up.
I want to go back to Spurs 72's comment here. It says, been supporting Tottenham since the late 70s. This period is the worst I think I have seen. And that seems to be the general temperature of the hot tub when it comes to fans who quite frankly supported way longer than I have. So I enjoy hearing that perspective. And Dermot, I think you can share with me a little bit. I want to specifically talk about something real quick, and then I want to come back to the overarching theme, right? That is this: what is this thing that is posing as my club? But Elle says, Sanchez is a liability, but hearing he got booed, seeing his face afterward just made me feel awful. I did, from my side of the pond, I felt a little torn because part of me was feeling like, well, sucks to suck, bro. But then obviously when you see the guy, it's like, damn, I'm sure he's a really good dude. Like, it sucks that he's going through this. But man, he's just out of his element. Where do you stand with the Davinson Sanchez, first of all, getting booed? And then second of all, like, the human aspect, how much do we weigh in that when we're, as fans, not pleased with what we're seeing? He comes on, and you could argue is a massive part of the reason we conceded 2 goals. I mean, he comes on, and then we concede 1. What's your take on him being booed and then the rest?
It's human nature, especially when you're a football fan, it's human nature to vent your frustration when something goes wrong. And we do forget as fans, these players are only human. They're not robots. They have got hearts. They've got families. They've got parents that might come and watch them.
Yeah, his family's watching, man. They get booed, and
it's
tough.
Human nature to vent. It's also human nature for him to feel bad, for him to feel hurt. But saying that, he deserves what he gets, because every time he makes a mistake, it costs us goals. And somebody said the Hotspur say boo-hoo, he gets paid millions. We pay for tickets, we can bloody well boo. And I agree with that. I really do agree with that. But, there's something very, very wrong at our club, whether it's come from the top or into the dressing room or whatever, that players are scared. They are scared going onto that pitch. They are scared to do something. As soon as a mistake is made, they know full well they're going to get attacked. Now, the right or wrong, everyone's entitled to do what they want to do. They're entitled to boo. They're entitled to vent their frustration, and it is frustration. It's nothing, I don't think, anything nasty by it. It's just frustration how bad we're playing, that the players don't care, and we do care as fans. And that's the thing. The players need to realise. I remember back in 1984, we won the UEFA Cup final. Now, it's been a while since, we won a European trophy, which is something I don't think we're seeing in a long time again. But Danny Thomas missed the penalty, and the whole stadium was singing his name. East Stand, West Stand, the Shelf, the old White Hart Lane, North Stand, South Stand. Everyone was singing his name. Everyone was connected. Everyone was one. The club, the players, the management, even the owners were all one. We're all going one way. We are so divided as a fan base, as a club, players, managers. We're just so divided, and it's not the club I recognise, and that really hurts. It does hurt. It does hurt to see the club that you've supported for 42 years. I've supported Tottenham Hotspur, born in Tottenham. Okay. So I know what it's like to I've got Tottenham in my blood. No, I'm if you were to cut my veins, the flag behind me will come out of me. But there's a part of me that there's a part of me, Tottenham will come at me as well. The players just don't care. They don't care. All they care about is getting paid their wages. If they will pay, if they players that didn't get as much in the past cared, because it was all about pride. It was all about, we're going onto that pitch, we're going to give everything we've got, and I want to leave that pitch that I'm proud that I've done something. The players today don't care, and that proved it today. It really does. The likes of Sanchez, Dyer, Davis, all of them should hang their heads in shame and should ring up the club and say, look, I'm not getting paid this month. I don't deserve it.
So, just to come back to the Davinson Sanchez thing real quick. You're on the side of it is okay to boo him because I'm a boo. I'm just asking because personally, if I spent a lot of money and I'm sitting at that stadium and I seen and witnessed what I saw, I don't know that I wouldn't boo because I'm a paying customer. Now, if you ask me as a human, do I think it's right? I mean, this man's got a family he's watching. Yeah, this man's been providing for that family with the paycheck that this club's been writing. So their lights are on because of this club. Their lights are on because of the fans who support this club. Quite frankly, I think it is a part of. I do agree with the hottest Spur. This may be a hot take, but I do agree with the boo-hoo. You get paid millions of pounds. They pay for tickets. We could bloody well boo. And I feel like that. I sympathize with that because I'm a paying customer myself for all these damn streaming services. But I don't boo because I know none of them bastards can hear me. But if I'm in the stadium and I have the just 0.03% chance that Davinson Sanchez might hear my frustrations with him, then I'm going to voice that because it's the same thing, same reason why I will always say you need to stand up for what you believe in, for how you feel. And if you feel like you've been wronged, and I feel like it's perfectly valid for people in the stands to feel like they've been wronged by the performance and the product that they're getting at this stage with this club. And I think that you agree with that. New fans agree with that. So, I mean, it's hard when the proof is in the pudding and you're like, that's not a dead fly. That's just a raisin. You don't know till you like really look at it. But either way, it's disgusting. Even if it is a raisin and you thought it was a damn fly, it's still gross. And I don't want it near my damn food. I want my food and the fly over there. And we've just been, Eric Dyer is a fly in our yogurt, by the way. For anyone wondering, he is a fly and he's been in that yogurt stinking it up with his nastiness. And then everyone just thinks it's normal and it's fine. And so something I want to ask you about, Dermot, real quick, so we could pivot away from Davinson Sanchez. I want to ask you about Pedro Porro. But real quick, I do want to see kind of the temperature of the chat real quick about the Sanchez thing. Cynical Dad says Sanchez deserved to get booty past to Porro, who had three around him and he tried to recover from the attack, pass it straight. Yep, a lot of mistakes. Jack says, I've dropped a tray full of drinks on minimum wage in Texas. No one showed me sympathy. Hard to show Sanchez any when he puts on his noise-canceling headphones while sleeping sound in his silk bed. This is a very good point because like Jack just said, if a waiter in a bar or a restaurant drops the food and, $100 worth of product that they just spilled everywhere and it gets on the customers, what's happening to the customer's going to be like, you messed my shit up. I want a refund. Give me this for free. That's how it goes here in America. I don't know. In the UK, maybe y'all get away. The customer may not always be right over there. I don't know. I'm not speaking for in America. The customer 9 times out of 10 is going to be right in the eyes of the corporation.
On the Sanchez thing and the booing, if I went today, it would have cost me, I think, around about 200 and something euro. That's just for the flights. Then you pay your €50 for the ticket, and then you pay your travel. Then you travel then from Heathrow to London and then back again. I would boo. If I was there, I would have booed because it comes to these players have to learn, have to realize or get it through some of their thick heads that this is not good enough. This is nowhere near good enough. And Sanchez and Dyer have been letting us down time again. And we're going to offer this muppet a new contract. Well, there must be pretty thick in the Spurs boardroom. I tell you what, let's not buy centre back, but let's give Eric Dyer a new contract.
Is Dyer married? Do we not know? Maybe he's sleeping with someone in the board. What's going on at Tottenham? How is he here? How is his contract not ripped up? He deserves the same treatment we gave to Doherty. See you later.
Well, at least Doherty had a little bit of fucking gumption and say, look, okay, I want the move. Look, we need to cancel your contract. Yeah, grand.
Agree.
That's it.
Yeah. Thank
Eric
you.
Dyer,
and he's probably having a great time in Madrid, by the way.
Yeah, I bet he is. I bet he fucking is.
He's looking at this. He sees Conte go. He sees this.
He's probably sitting there, right, in his chair, right, a pina colada in one hand, right, and he's probably doing this thinking, I think I make the right decision here.
No. We're all here. I was so happy when Doherty left, and now I'm sitting here thinking, this man's probably like, nice. He was the last guy in the Titanic. He was like, hold up, I'm going to jump ship real quick. And then he got out as he's watching this. He's like, yeah, that thing's going down.
Ireland, Norway, before Christmas. And I was giving him dogs of abuse, right, Doherty. Me and Dave were just giving him dogs of abuse. It was so funny.
Oh, man. Poor guy.
He was the only man, right? This is no word of a lie. The only man to wear gloves on the pitch. That's why I was giving them abuse. Oh, that's the God. He was. Look, what? There's no point. Look, I don't know where to go. For me, for the rest of the season, Jacob, if I watch another Spurs game this season, I'd be lucky. If they're on TV, I didn't watch them play Everton. I didn't watch it today. I followed Dave and Jack's watch along, and had it on my phone, so I was just flicking to it. I am done. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. For me, it's my mind's focused on next season. It's 7 games of. I watched Wrexham versus Notts County on Bank Holiday Monday.
Oh, they're having a ball over there, Wrexham.
And I tell you one thing, it was the most entertaining game I have seen in a long time. Absolutely loved it. And I've been watching a lot of the championship and that's been great. But for me, I'm done this season. We need Poch back.
I've felt done. Done. But I will admit, I always get sucked in about 24 hours before we kick off. I get sucked into the emotion, the hype, the feeling of wanting to see my favorite players, my favorite club do the damn thing. I mean, that's why I became a fan. I enjoy watching Sonny score, Kane score. I enjoy but I feel like we're getting to a point, at least for me in this season, that after we lost the FA Cup versus Sheffield, I really don't care what happened the rest of the season. I just wanted to wake up in the morning and have a reason to be excited to watch my club play. So I'm going to bring this comment up. Val Taylor, I don't know if you're still here, but about 20 minutes ago said, so what is the good news that I teased? I will drop the good news right now. The good news is, there's a few things that I think the good news is. And I think we saw that, number one, for me, Heung-min Son hasn't fallen off this imaginary cliff that everyone has claimed that he fell off of, and he's so done, and he's XYZ, blah, blah, blah. What I saw today from that man was confidence, was guts, and quite frankly, he got his goal. He could have had 2. There's another comment I starred from Daniel Field that says, I'm going to say it, we should have won, many sitters wasted. That's the other bright spot that I got for you, Val Taylor. That it wasn't like we weren't trying. I saw a lot of guts from a lot of guys out there today. And you know what? It came from the likes of Dan Juma. It came from the likes of Richarlison. It came from the likes of some guys. And it woke up a little bit of Kane. I saw Kane giving a shit in the last 20 minutes of a match. I saw, and he didn't look like he cared most of that match. But then when you get players on that can-do attitude is infectious. So when you get guys on there wanting to do something, change things, believe, there was a point made on the football terrace when I was on earlier that we shouldn't be celebrating when we equalized 2-2 versus the Bournemouth. We shouldn't. But at that moment, I did because Dan Juma showed some heart. And I'm not saying he's even going to be here after the end of the season, but at least he gives me something, a little bright spot to look at. You know what? Maybe this guy will come in here and bag 5-6 goals before the season ends, and we'll all be impressed saying we need to sign this guy. I don't know. Maybe he won't. But for me, there's a few things that I saw today that at least give me a little hope in the fact of, Sonny showed me balls. Kane showed me that he could care when he does care. Who knows what's going to happen there? I don't know. But if we focus too much on what's going to happen in the summer, what's going to happen next, it's hard to live in the present. And that's a big philosophical thing about life for me is I like to live in the now and appreciate what I got now and not try to, it's impossible to not worry about the future. Yeah. But if you're too busy looking forward, you can't look down and see what you're doing.
Look, we lost today. We lost. There's nothing we can do about it. Look, we didn't get the 3 points. On Harry Kane, Jimmy Greaves would do nothing. Some games he would do nothing for 88 minutes. 89th minute, he would bag 2 goals for you. Harry Kane's like that. Harry Kane might not look not interested, but I guarantee you, if he gets the right chance, will put it away.
He doesn't need a lot of space to put some zing on that.
It doesn't. Dan Juma, I was so pleased for Dan Juma today. I really like what I see of him. He shows guts. Look, I'm a big Højbjerg fan. I just think the deadwood are holding back this squad. We need to get rid of this deadwood in the summer. It's a big summer for us. Whatever happens in the summer is going to be a defining moment in our
Big
history.
up, Drew Lowe.
We're coming to a crossroads, Jacob, where we have to take the right road. If we don't take the right road, we could be in a lot of trouble.
Well, we've been going. Here's the thing, and my next guest, here's a little teaser. But when you're out and you're rafting on the rapids of Colorado, when you're going in the rivers of Colorado, there becomes a certain point when you're faced with choices. Do I go left? Do I go right? Things may get more worse if you go left or if you go right. And we've constantly been making the going the rougher route as opposed to the right route. So you say we need to make the right decisions. I have no faith that we will. I have hope, but I have no faith.
I don't think we will, Jacob. I think, look, it's going to be another fan appeasing appointment to appease the fans. I think that's what's going to happen. He's got to look. We sacked George Graham. We bought Glenn Holiday to replace him. We sacked Poch. We got Mourinho in. We sacked Nuno. We bought in Conte. We need an attacking type manager now. We've had 3 defensive type managers, and it's got to be some. I mean, I've always said I'd like Thomas Frank. Well, I think he's done well at Brentford. And I love him at our club. I really would. I'm really impressed with what he's done at Brentford. Would he leave Brentford? Hell no. Why would he? I'm lost. I'm broken as a Spurs fan. I'm lost, dejected, broken, and I love my club to death. But tonight, my club's died, and I'm in mourning, and that's how I feel.
Well, man, come here.
Look. Thanks,
Dermot.
Jacob. You're very kind.
There you go. You know, I told you before the show I was making my wife breakfast, and you said you liked it. I said, "Hey, warm up the jet. I'm on my way. I'll make you a plate." Look, I got nothing but love for you. Real quick, I do want to plug your channel. This is the link, THFC Till I Die. Go check out Dermot and Queen Ellie and The Godfather. They're always doing their thing out there, as well as Mia from Spurs Between the Lines. She's usually on there as well, hollering at you with some stuff. So make sure you do check out Dermot. Before I let you go, though, Dermot, I know the mood is down and we're feeling bad, but hey, I named, I think, at least 2 or 3 maybe little reasons. I'm not saying there are reasons to be super duper ecstatic and excited about our club, but maybe they bring a little solace and a little hope that, hey, not all is lost. I mean, Højbjerg, I know some people are upset with what they seen from him today. I thought for the most part he was cleaning up all right, made a few mistakes, as did everyone around him, in Kulusevski and Porro and Romero, Dyer, etc. But I saw some things from this club, from this squad, and specifically a few members of this squad that I don't think I've seen in a little bit. And it's nice to have a little bit of that. I don't think the shackles are completely off of us yet.
No.
But when they do get loosened up, it's nice to watch because I did see some bright stuff today, and that's my positive, honestly.
Yeah,
And
look.
it sucks that that's the only thing you can take away. But you know what? Like, not all is lost. If you're a top four wanter, if you want top four, it's not gone. People around us have lost. We'll see what happens with United tomorrow. But if people are dropping like around us, that only helps our chances. I'm not personally a person who wants top four. I want that Conference League spot. I think that's a competition we can actually fight for, and I would love to win that trophy. So
I agree that we don't deserve top four. We haven't earned it, and that's it. And I just want to finish off on this, Jacob. Look, we're all down at the moment, but this club will rise again. It will rise. The Phoenix will rise. It will be good again. It won't always be like this. The light will shine. We will sing. A captain will lift the trophy, and Spurs will be back. We won't always be in this doldrums, because we are Tottenham Hotspur, and we will rise from the Phoenix, and one day we will be successful again. And
one day, my friend, one day.
And just one more thing. You said to Chris what you're grateful for.
That was gonna be the last thing I asked you before I let you go.
What I'm more grateful for is my family, more than anything else. I know I can go and hug my family tonight, and
Beautiful.
Tottenham, as bad as you are, you go and sit in that naughty step, because that's where you deserve to be. But we will be back.
You're sleeping with the dogs out back tonight, Tottenham.
Tottenham will be back. We are the mighty Spurs.
I love it, man. Go give your family a hug from me as well. Nice long. Hold them just 3 seconds longer for your boy in Texas.
I will do.
All right. Here's also something Peter says. Here's another good one.
Yeah.
Chelsea are worse.
They are, actually.
We're not the worst, so we're laughing stock. Yes,
we're not.
But we're not. And Liverpool's below us as well.
Yeah, that's true.
They might jump us, but we don't know that yet.
I've got to find an American sport to follow now, because there's no American football. So
NBA, the playoffs have just begun, my friend.
Oh, have they?
They have just
I might
begun.
take a watch of that.
That's prime time basketball, because everyone gives a shit. Throughout the season, there's 82 games. So in NBA, the players will take days off for rest, and they'll kind of like half-ass some matches and stuff. So playoff, though, is very serious. It's very physical. It's the best time to watch NBA.
Again, and please help the lads here get up to 10K.
Like and subscribe at the Irish Hotspur. Come on.
Yeah, and
Let me
also
drop the link for your channel one more time.
Jacob's channel as well, because he does a great job. And if you like what I have to say, or Ellie, please come over. We're on the march to 2K, so it'd be great to have you there. But Jacob, thank you I love coming on to these fan shows, talking to you.
I appreciate it, man. You're always a great conversation.
Voice. That's what you've got.
I'm still recovering from COVID. Can you hear it in my voice?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I'm still so apologies for that. But the last fan show I did too, I was recovering. So appreciate everyone riding it out and sticking with me. But Dermot, great call as always, my friend. I could talk to you for hours. But so let's do that on your channel or my channel.
We have to do that soon.
I think I'm getting Ellie on next week's Friday show. So we'll have to get you on one of them Friday shows too, Dermot.
Love to.
Come holler at us, man.
And Dave, if you're watching, I hope you and the family are okay, and my thoughts are with you at this time.
Yeah, thoughts are with David as always. Good to talk to you, Dermot. Thank you so much for jumping on with me. Always a pleasure. Go check him out, THFC Till I Die. The link is in the chat. Go show him some love. Thanks again, Dermot. And
I'm gonna go and kick Tottenham the dog. Where is it? Come here.
No, I'll be gentle with the dog. Just don't give him a blanket. How about that?
No, won't give him a blanket. No, he don't deserve a blanket tonight. Get out.
Get out of here. Here's your food, and I get.
Yeah, get.
Big up, Dermot. I'm not making you go and get, but have a great rest of your day. Hug your family nice and tight. And remember, hey, this season may just be a wash, but let's look forward to next season.
Well, don't worry.
I'll get you hyped up. I know you'll get hyped up next season.
Mayo for Sam for the All Ireland. That's what I'm going for this year. So
there we go. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Dermot.
Big up.
Always a pleasure. Have a great rest of your day. I started this comment, Peter, so I will come back to it because this is a good. I'm going to start some positives. So before we wrap this show up, it will help me with my bullet point presentation of maybe a couple of reasons why we could still be positive walking away from today. But big up, Dermot. That was a great call in. Always can chat with him well. L says that's solid good news. There we go. See, I said something. Something is all right. Nicholas says old saying form is temporary, class is permanent. Think that applies to Sun. Absolutely. Yeah, he's just been used differently and interestingly differently. But you know what? This next guest, I'm very excited to speak with him. He joins me often here on Irish Hotspur. He's a good friend of mine, good friend of the channel. The channel? The channel. He's a good friend of the channel. He's a fellow American lad. So he knows what it's like to work yourself up to find the motivation to watch and endure Tottenham Hotspur. Without further ado, let me bring on Leo Coys from Mile High Hotspur, my friend, my compadre, my co-patriot, man. Well, you're half a patriot because you do support England national team. But
That's right.
how are you doing? How you doing tonight?
Good, bro. After listening to the first two guests, I feel, now that they got all the bad stuff out of the way, it kind of, you know, we could focus on more of the good stuff. You know what I mean? I basically want to come on here and talk about, I guess.
I do want to hear some of the bad, though. I do want to hear what you think.
No,
Some of
no,
the
of
bad. Let's
course.
revisit the bad. We could start
Yeah,
out with the bad and then go back to the good a little
of
bit
course.
before we end off. But I do definitely want to hear your opinions. I mean, when I think about the bad today, there's a spitting image of Davinson Sanchez doing the tango, and he did the tango and let the man dance around him. What did you want to start off with, man? What was the first thing that you think of when this game's wrapped up, it's done and dusted. Now we've had a couple hours to process it. What's your takeaway from it?
Oh my God. One of them would have to be definitely, I guess, if we're gonna start off on the negatives, would be I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but Lenglet getting injured and thus having to bring on Sanchez, right?
Yeah.
But
And it was interesting because also whenever we did do that, we saw Romero go to the left-sided center back, and then Sanchez. They tried to put him in a more comfortable position, even something that maybe he should be able to handle as a bench warmer coming off. For me, it's
yeah,
disappointing. You make an earning every week, but also like at the end of the day, there should be a little bit of pride aspect, in my opinion. And if I'm Davinson Sanchez, I have my name. Number 6 is a nice jersey. That's a nice kit to have.
yeah. Usually
Where's the
that's
pride?
the first team. Usually that's a first team
That's a first
number,
team
right?
number. Yeah, that's a first team
Yeah.
number.
Uh, I mean, where's the pride with most of these players, bro? It's not just Davinson Sanchez. Where's the pride at with 1 through 11? Honestly, um, a lot of the bad stuff that I seen today was definitely, and before I dive too far into it, I just want to give Moonhead, as Kaniki likes to call him, Eric Dyer. He didn't have
Is
the
it Moon
worst
Boots or
game.
Moonhead?
I think it's either or Moonhead, Moon Boots, Moonhead. Yeah.
Yeah, they both
Um,
work. I think we know
they're
what we're
both,
talking
yeah, they
about
both
here.
fitting. I think that he didn't have like the worst game. Now, I'm not saying he had a good game. I'm just saying he didn't have the shit game that we're accustomed to. Um, but I mean, atrocious display from Davison Sanchez immediately. I think he came on in the 35th, 36th. We end up conceding on the 38th, 39th. So that just goes to show you how excellent he was for us.
Well, yeah, I mean, he comes
One thing
on
I
3 minutes later, we concede a goal.
Yeah,
It's really
hitting them
hard
with
to
the
say anything in his defense when you just look at it like in a timeline format, right? We score 14 minutes, Longlay's injured, 35th minute, Sanchez comes in 3 minutes later. A Greek man in his first Premier League start, a Greek man scoring a goal versus us. Um,
yeah.
It's kind of
I
hard to
kind of thought
defend
that
him.
I kind of thought that he was kind of auditioning for the Colombian Dancing with the Stars there, doing a little bit of
Dancing with
bachata,
the
doing a
Colombian
little bit
style.
of the Colombian
Merengue.
dirty leg, the stinky leg. Uh, but I
Doing a
mean,
little bit of that bachata and merengue. I like it, you
yeah,
know.
just but he got taken for a spin, bro. He got taken to the quinceañera and did
He
some
got
spins
taken
for
to the
that one.
ball too. He lost a shoe and
Yeah,
everything. That's the thing is, I
yeah.
felt like Poro was the same thing. He got invited to the same party. He brought his dancing shoes tonight. What did you make of Pedro Poro? I know it's early on. It's early days for his Tottenham career, his Premier League career. I think it's been very
Hmm.
touch and go, if I may. It's like, when you're in a plane and you're landing and they're kind of like, and they're not like too confident
Yeah,
in landing and
yeah.
everything. It's kind of how it feels. What do you think about Pedro Poro right now?
Pedro Porro's been really inconsistent, bro. I mean, but he just seems to fit in with the rest of our fucking inconsistent players, right? He's been really inconsistent. It started off with Leicester when he had a really bad game, and then pulled a couple of good displays out, and then now we're back to seeing the same shit against a lower opposition where you think he would actually kind of thrive in this type of situation. Um, Perisic, on the other hand, didn't play the best game, but again, didn't have the worst. Got an assist, got some good crosses in. Um, I mean, that's really all I could say about the whole defense. It was just really bad. Our wingers, I guess, but it's like you just said about Poro, bro. The jury is still out on him because it's still fresh. But I mean, people in the comments have said it, Jacob. You could tell we miss Royale, and that's saying a lot, bro. We definitely miss Emerson Royale. Um, and then if I was to move up into the midfield, I thought I heard you say Hoiberg was kind of cleaning up some shit here and there. I
He was.
disagree,
I
bro.
said he was non. I thought he was non-existent for the most part, but he was cleaning up at
Yeah.
least for a little. From what I saw, I mean, look, when it comes to our midfield, I'm not at all saying we're playing at a level or firing on cylinders that we should be at the midfield level.
Of
I
course.
was just saying there were a few instances where I do remember saying like, okay, nice Højbjerg, good job there. And then there was also a bunch where I'm also like, come on, Højbjerg, do something there. And I believe it was the first goal. I think he gets turned around. Poro gets turned around.
Yes.
Everyone gets turned around on that first
Yep.
goal. I didn't understand it. So by no
Yep.
means am I saying he had a great game, but I did say that I think he cleaned up a few
Yep.
times because I do remember at least twice, maybe three times when when I'm watching the game, I'm muttering things to myself, and I remember muttering at least 2 to 3 times. Okay, nice Højbjerg, good thing. And same thing, I will say the same. I did with Kulusevski. I've been harsh on Kulusevski as well, but I do remember there was one time he was very strong on the ball, and I loved it. I loved seeing that from Kulu. I thought it was Harry Kane at first because it was a light skinned man holding the ball up well. I was like, clearly that was Kane strong manning that, but it was actually Kulusevski who did that. So, but Højbjerg, tell me your thoughts about Højbjerg.
I just feel that he's getting outplayed by Skippy at this point. Skippy's actually putting in a better shift than Hoiberg is. I know one of them kind of stays
Was he
back while the
better, or
other
did
one
he
goes
just
out
have
forward.
more heart though? Let me ask you that.
No, well, you have to you have to look at it with context, right? So Hoiberg is an established first team starter, as to where Skippy is an up and coming player who's kind of been thrown into the fire and is trying to take to water like a duck, right? And
Hmm.
so Skippy is actually doing a lot. I guess Skippy is fitting the role that he needs to be in. That he's kind of just been thrown up into. Big up, Kellum. That he's been thrown out into the fire, right? And he shows a lot of heart. He plays a lot of good balls. And if I just feel like if he's had the consistency that Hoiberg has had over the last couple of years, he would be a way better player than Hoiberg is, right? And so that's just my thought on that. And
I
I'm
just
not
think
saying Skippy
I
had
think
the
with.
best game either.
Hmm. Whoa. I just wanted to say that I think Højbjerg, you know what you're going to get with him. It's kind of the same thing, you know. I think he offers kind of like what Ben Davies would offer, right? You know you're always going to get about a solid 6.5 out of the guy. He's not going to do
Yeah,
too much great. He's not
yeah,
going to do too much horrible. He's just kind of coaster in the middle. He was a lot like me in high school. I was a B student. I could definitely be an A student if I applied and tried myself. Not saying this is Hoiberg at all, but I'm just saying I was about a B student just because I like coasting. I like riding under the radar a little bit, but above the danger zone. And I think he's above the danger zone, whereas he doesn't present as much problems as say like a Dyer or Davies. But he is Hoiberg, and he is going to do what he's going to
same.
do. And I think since he's joined the team, he's been our most consistent midfielder. And he's also been the most available. I would argue one of his best abilities is availability. And he's got
That's true.
that. And Skip doesn't. Bentancur does not. I don't even know
Yeah,
if we're
but
going to get the
let's not
same.
forget. Let's not forget though. Skippy has had that weird injury that kind of just got prolonged
Well, that's
by
the
so
thing.
much longer than what it was,
Our
right?
black hole
And
physio, they love
yeah.
reeling them in and keeping them there. Was it
But to
like
kind
the
of like
Hotel
piggyback off what
California?
you were saying about Hoiberg is, I mean, that's just not enough, bro. That six is just not enough, right? It's like we need to have something more along the seven and a half, eight, right? Because that's just the issue, bro. Ben Davies is okay to kind of like stop the gap, but it's not ideal. You would want somebody better than a Ben Davies. You would want somebody better than um Hoiberg, right? And I think that like yeah, we gave him his time. He was an excellent player. It could be that he's being used wrong. I have no idea. I'm not giving up on him. I'm just saying that if Skip has had as much time on as much game time as Hoiberg. I think we're talking about a player that's way better than Hoiberg. You could see what he did with Norwich when he was getting consistent game time, albeit in the championship, but that's like the minor leagues to the baseball players. That's like the D League to the NBA players. It's right a cut below. And if you're able to hack it there, then nine times, I'm not going to say 9 times out of 10, but a good majority of the times you're probably able to then translate that over into the higher level. But
I do agree to a certain degree there with the fact of like I like the championship for being the minor leagues to the Premier League. I do like that, but I'm hearing a little bit of echo on myself. Maybe if you just go to the settings and make sure that cancel echo cancellation box is
yeah,
checked
it's off.
for me.
It's off.
Can you check it for me? Maybe that'll help,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't hear myself now. Yep, I don't hear myself. Perfect. So oh, there it goes. I just heard it. I don't know that it necessarily always translates that if you're successful or you're good at your craft in the championship that you can do it well here. I mean, when you look at some of the clubs that walk away with the league year after year in there, they come here and then they go back down the next year. So I would argue that point to a degree, as well as like the likes of Timu Puki, striker for Norwich. He does great in the championship. He doesn't really score that many goals in the Premier League, but he stays with them because they're one of those yo-yo clubs. So I do I understand that Skip has a big ceiling that we are all hoping he can grow into and fulfill, and I'm one of those. But I do think to a certain degree he's just not there yet. He's not there yet. And I think he might need a loan
Of course.
deal with like a Bournemouth. And the same, I'm not saying that that's his level per se, but I want to see him go there and shine. And then once he starts shining with that level of like a Premier League club, then I know he's ready to take that next step. Now, I'm not saying that Hoiberg is better midfielder than Skip overall, but he plays with a more calm head on his shoulders. Hoiberg does because he's a veteran. I mean,
Hoiberg.
he's a
Yeah. Yeah.
captain of his national team, and that's not an easy feat. Denmark got fucking Christian Eriksen. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he's got a lot of qualities that I think people bypass just because he's not the greatest per se on the eyes or performance wise all the time. But you know what? To Højbjerg's credit, he gets crucial goals at crucial moments, even when the tide is low. He still somehow, sometimes, will do something good, and that's more than I could say for a lot of these fuckers on the squad, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, there's absolutely no doubting the man's heart at all. There's no doubting the work ethic. It's just I just feel that like if I mean, and that's just what I'm saying. Yeah, if you Skip does go to another team, he would definitely benefit from that 100%. 100%. The only reason he's in the lineup right now is because of Bentancur not being in the lineup. Because I mean, let's
Yeah, it's
face
by
it, our starting
default.
two. Yeah, so but that's what I'm saying to add to the whole context. That's why I feel that he's really doing good because he's been put in that position. I mean, because he has to, bro, right? He has to.
Right, but I mean
But
that's when you see if and that's what I've loved about Skip is he's shown me a little bit more this season when him and Sar were thrown in the deep end at the San Siro in
mhm,
Champions League night. I thought we did lose that match, but they were a bright spot for me. I always pick apart
yeah,
these little bright spots of the match, and for me, it was good to see that. And you know what? With that injury, he has been thrusted in there and he has been forced to cope. And so, yes, it is now we're not, just throwing him into the pool. It's maybe one of those pools that has waves in it, or it's a
right.
current, in America, Hurricane Harbor, they got a lazy river, and you can just basically just float in it and be fucking lazy, and it'll just float you around the entire park, and it's like a circle, and it'll just go around and around all day if you want. But there's a current, and this kid is trying to swim, and now there's a current, and we're seeing that
Mhm.
sometimes he got it, sometimes he don't. But
Yeah,
again, my biggest bright spot for Skip was he showed a willingness to get forward. He showed a lot of heart and energy and desire. And to me, those are things that you don't teach. You can try to teach and
and he
hope
was
that they pick those things up, but that's something you
yeah,
have inside you. And that's what I think I agree. Skip one day will be a fantastic player for us.
of course, of
I
course.
do agree with that. And I just don't think
He
right
looked almost
now
kind of
he can carry the weight that a club
yeah.
of our aspirations are trying to put on him. Good
I
evening, Patty
agree. I
Harden.
agree. Patty, what's up, my homie Patty?
Kulu needs benching.
Um,
He's done nothing. Gets a pass. What do you think about Kulu? What's your take on his performance today? I thought outside of a couple strong dribbles, didn't see much. I thought he showed a willingness to get on his left foot as always. Couldn't quite get it done. What do you think about Kulu today?
Hulu to me has been like just two pumps and a squirt, bro. Honestly, last year was
Of
his two
like
pumps
a
and
caramel latte, or what are we talking about?
what? Take it how you want to, bro. He's been two pumps and a squirt. That's it. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Uh,
sometimes you want the caramel macchiato to be more sweet, two pumps and a
hey,
squirt
bro,
is not good enough.
that's not good enough, bro.
Oh
I mean,
man.
I'm just being honest, bro. Kulisevsky kind of just it's like false advertisement.
Oh
He
shit!
really
I'm sorry. Keep going. Keep going. I'm going to star this. Loopy. This is a great comment. I'm going to talk about this um, after you tell me
I
about
just feel that
Kulu.
like he I mean, I don't know, bro. I know he was injured as well, and like I try to view things differently. You know, like maybe the whole not going to the World Cup and being injured, and then being thrusted back into the lineup. Maybe that's played a part. I mean, but I'm just trying to make excuses at this point. I just feel that like the man needs to be doing more, and I don't understand why Richarlison. I mean, again, Richarlison being injured, but if Richarlison's fit, I don't understand why he's not getting the nod ahead of Kulusevski. Honestly, Kulusevski has been really irrelevant for the majority of the time. But it also could be, Jacob, something to do with our formation because if you look at the opposite side of the pitch, Sun's been having the same issues, right? And it's probably due to something that's going on with the formation or tactics or something. Because why is it that like both of these players last year were fucking really shining. We relied heavily on them. They contributed a fuck ton more than what they are now. And now all of a sudden, the way we're playing, Perisic wasn't with us last year, so that I mean that's always something that's in the back of people's mind, right? We had Sessegnon and that one. dude that went to Madrid.
Regular.
Yeah, that pansy. And
Most people just want
so
him back on the squad for his girlfriend because they miss seeing her around the grounds.
that dude's prettier than her, bro.
They're one of those TikTok couples. You know how that goes.
Okay,
I
okay.
starred this comment from Amy Carcaterra. Hope that's how you say your name. It says, "Good afternoon. Do you think Tottenham might get into the bottom half of the table? Thanks in advance." I think Tottenham won't this year, but depending how the summer goes, maybe next year. I wouldn't be too surprised, especially if we sell Kane and Son, and then we use that money, much like we used 100 million that we used this season for Porro and Richarlison. 100 mil between the two of them. That's actually insane to me.
It is if you think about it.
What's your answer to this question?
Well, I mean, top 12 is always possible, right? I keep telling you that top 12, baby. As long as we can stay in the top
We're
12,
not
we'll
as
be all
bad as
right.
Chelsea right now, but Chelsea may turn it around next season. Liverpool gonna turn it
Well,
around next season. That's what
the only
worries me.
reason we're not as bad as them, Jacob, is because we had a really good start to the season. I said this a couple of podcasts ago. I don't know on my stream or somebody's stream, but we started this season. This season, we had the best start to a top flight season ever. We picked up more points in a whole top flight season than we have to the start than ever before. So if it wasn't for that start, bro, imagine how far down the bottom, how far down the table we really could be.
It's a good point. And we were doing that stumbling and fumbling our way to them results too. If we remember, we were having this historical
Yeah,
start and we were all still feeling like at some point we're going to turn this around and like really start playing a good brand of football. And we just didn't see it. I agree with you here. Kane kind of felt like he was half there. He didn't seem interested until, like I kind of said earlier, when I was revealing my positive points from today, that he didn't really seem interested until the last 20 minutes, and that's pretty damn sad from your co-captain, your leader, your talisman, your.
he's checked out, bro. He checked out,
I
man.
think I think when Conte left, he's
He's checked
checked
out,
out.
bro.
Will they look for a new goalkeeper next season? I think they better. I think they have to, and I think they will. Do you think we will, Leo?
No.
Yeah, we have to. Adrian Schroka, big up Adrian, says Kulusevski is young and will have dips in form, but he is quality.
Yeah,
He is young, and he does have a
yeah.
lot of bright spots, like we were talking about with Skip earlier. I just think
He's a hard
he's
worker
finding
too, Jacob.
he is a hard worker, but I think he
Yeah, and
finds
he loves it.
himself. I think he finds himself at a weird juncture here because
Hmm.
we saw him shine last season as we did Sonny. They were being utilized differently last season. And this season, they both have faltered, Sonny and Kulu.
Yeah,
Kulu more so
yeah.
than Sonny, and everyone's jumping on Sonny first. But Kulu more so than Sonny. Um, oh, hey, we got a super chat. Hang on. Hang on there. Jerome, big up Jerome. Jerome in the house with a super chat.
Look up.
Says, why are we worried about flipping Chelsea? They will be better next season. We will still be the same crap. Yeah, this is a little bit of the point that I was making earlier. Big up Jerome. Thanks for the super chat here for the Irish Hotspur. That's cool as hell. Thank you for doing that. First super chat of the day. I'm
That's a
not.
true statement too, though.
A very true statement.
Very true statement.
Why
Yeah,
are we worried about flipping Chelsea? They'll be better. I know they've bought in a lot of quality pieces that I think once they find the right person to put that puzzle together, they're going to be firing on all cylinders. I think they're
oh yeah,
fumbling and bumbling right now, which is actually quite enjoyable for me as a Spurs fan to watch and witness. Because you know what? It is a little bit like they're not as bad as us. So I'm going to enjoy that for right now, much like I did last season when we did get top four over Arsenal. But look who's laughing now. Arsenal's definitely laughing at us now. And it could be the same freaking story that we're going to run into next season with Chelsea. They're going to be sitting above us and we're going to be probably where they are. And everyone, but we're going to be in a worse position because we don't have some philanthropist American owners swanging and slanging. We're moderately spending here and there. And I mean, there's a point I brought up or a comment I starred from Loopy, Porro and Richarlison for 100 mil.
that's
If
ridiculous.
Like but also, we don't have a director of football, at least one that may be able to like play outside 24 hours a day. Um, he may be working behind bars. I know we kind of worked on the work from home thing during COVID, so maybe there's some hope there. What's your take on the Chelsea thing? You think I'm right? You agree with me, Leo, or do you think can we laugh at them a little bit right now, or is it just like no, we shouldn't because they're going to be smacking? I think a
I
little bit is
mean,
like let's worry about tomorrow's woes tomorrow. And right now and in the foreseeable future, we will be above them. So I'm a little bit happy with that. That's just me
well,
personally.
uh, just to add to tomorrow's woes, if the filth end up winning tomorrow, that means technically they finish above us, and we don't have, mathematically, we can't equal their points, and so therefore tomorrow, will be known as St. Tottenham's Day, because that's the day they finish above us technically, and so that just sucks. But on
And
the bright
they haven't
side,
finished above us for like 6 years,
it's been a while. So on the bright side,
seven,
we could
something
at
like
least
that.
then turn around and point down at Chelsea and say, "Well, fuck you guys." So I mean, you gotta win your battle. You gotta pick and choose your battles, right? I mean, you can't win them all, but as long as we could get one up on Chelsea, because I'll be honest with you, bro, I hate Chelsea more than I hate Arsenal, and that's just my personal opinion. So if we finish above these guys, way better. Um, Arsenal, to me, I can't stand them. Don't get me wrong; they're our biggest rivals. But I mean,
To
fair
me,
play to them, bro.
Chelsea and
Fair play to them.
Arsenal, to me, Chelsea and Arsenal, this is the best analogy I could come up with. One's like here in America, we got porter potties. They're like these literal like things that they just put out, and then one person you can barely fit in them. They're always at music festivals. I don't know what they call them elsewhere, but porter potties is what they call them here in the States. I would say Chelsea and Arsenal are like porter potties or the bathroom at a public park. You don't use the
Oh
bathroom
yeah,
at a public park, first of all, here in America, because A, there could be someone living in there, and B, it's definitely not clean. You don't want to be smelling the smells. To me, it's like Chelsea and Arsenal. It's they're both equally disgusting. Which one's worse used to use? Even you really got to use one:
that's
a
true.
porter potty
That's
or
true.
the public restroom at a public park. And to me, um, I don't want to
I'm gonna
use
shit my
either.
pants.
I don't want you. I don't want either. But that's my take. Big up, Jerome. Thank
Yeah,
you for the super chat today. And I
big up,
do
big
agree
up.
with you. You spitting facts tonight, Jerome. Jerome's
Yeah,
also a member of the Irish Hotspur. This is a good time to say, please do hit that like and subscribe. Share this video with your mother, your brother, your cousin, your auntie, your sister, your niece. They all want to watch the Irish Hotspur. They are on the road to 10K, so let's help them get there. I'm doing my part by holding it down on the post-match fan show. Hopefully, you can do your part, liking and subscribing. It is free, but if you want to go to the next step, get the membership. Come on the show. We'll chat it out. You can join the show with Dave and Jack. You can chat it out with them as well. So a lot of bang for your buck there by getting the membership. So please do that if you don't. We will be wrapping this thing up here shortly. So I do appreciate everyone who has been riding this out since the beginning. We had a little streak there of getting these videos over at least 100 likes. So if you're watching this live, please do your part and help out this channel, this great channel here. And if you're watching this back on playback, please do hit that like as well because it does numbers. We're always fighting the algorithm here and there and everywhere, and everyone's YouTube channel is always fighting the algorithm. So the more likes you get, the better the algorithm. The YouTube people like you. The YouTube gods, they'll pull their strings. And they'll suggest your video to more people. So do that here. Let's get these boys to 10K. They deserve it. They work very hard all week,
yeah,
especially when we be playing Champions League, because then they got 2 match days a
yeah.
week. So they're just as busy as our players and coaching staff are. So show them some love. It goes a long way. And big up Jerome for the super chat, showing major love, making it go a long, long way. He's actually doubling up. He's a member and he's super chatted. So that's double. That's double the trouble for your support. So big up Jerome for that. What's the point in scoring with that defense? A very great question. It doesn't really matter. Um, Leo, I want to ask you. Did you have hope today? Like at any point before, during the match?
Of course, I mean, of course, bro. Anytime Sonny's able to get on the score sheet,
Big up Phil.
yeah, but yeah, big up, Phil Arme. Um,
Phil.
it, I did have some hope, dude. Of course, man. Like I'm a fan. I want to see us win, but
No.
the only time I'm gonna feel comfortable is if we're like 3-0 up, and
I stopped feeling comfortable 3-0 up when we were 3-0 up versus West Ham a few years back with
yeah,
Jose
yeah, that's
Mourinho.
true.
And then a quick fire three piece. So I'm never comfortable until that final whistle if we're winning. If I'm being
That is a
completely
good point.
honest. Also, I want to ask you, why is it that we constantly let average players that maybe go under the radar, why do we make them look world class when they play us, Leo? This is a great point by Gene as well. I agree with you.
I don't know, man. Doctor Tottenham. That's just the history of the Tottenham. I
It
don't know,
is the
man.
history of the Tottenham. I am
Yeah, I mean,
so bad at impressions, by the way, or accents. So don't ever take me
our
seriously,
players just crumble, bro. Like there's just something in the water up there,
bro.
bro. That
Conte said it. These players don't want to play under pressure. Pressure
yeah,
comes, they
they
crumble.
don't, man.
We are
Yeah,
crumbly, very very crumbly. Big up L. Got to go eat some ice cream now. I hope you enjoy that ice cream. I actually wish I had
yeah.
some ice cream. I'm getting hungry too, but ice cream is one of my very guilty pleasures because I will eat the entire thing. Do not play with me. Better Mason and
You know what
Stellini go, the better. Hmm.
Yeah, I agree. One thing I was gonna say, you know what I had today to drink, bro, the first time ever. I don't know why the ice cream reminded me, but
This is a
I had a mimosa,
yeah.
right? They were pretty good, bro. Sorry.
Ozzy, this comment is a great one as well. Back to the comparison of what is Chelsea and Arsenal like. What's the difference? Ozzy says Arsenal is my three-fingered cousin. Chelsea is the rich neighbor on the hill who sells crack without needing to and is a possible serial killer. That is a
Wow.
great comparison there, Ozzy. Big up, Ozzy. Hope you're doing all right. I think Ozzy said earlier in the stream, uh, they gave up around December, and the rest since February has just been funny. So I lost all my faith after we went out of the FA Cup. When did you lose all your faith? Um,
Yeah. It was when we went out. Well, if I'm 100% honest with you, bro, it was when I seen the lineup against Sheffield United. I was like, oh no, 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 no. And then we played Wolves the following week, and your fucking boy Adama scored on us. So it was prior to the Sheffield United game when I seen the lineup, I knew that we were just not into it, and
not caring, yeah.
I yeah, I just said fuck it, man. Like I checked out as well. I mean, I'm just kind of just going through the motions now, watching the games and shit.
I feel you. Yeah, but I still get excited, man. I still get excited. I don't know. I can't help it.
Muted, homie.
Oh, am I? Are you sure? Hello, check. Can you hear me? Hello?
No, I can't hear you. Maybe it's my shit. I don't know.
Oh. That's
No,
scary. That's not good. I did mute myself when I coughed, but I did unmute
maybe
myself.
I can't hear
Can
you, but I
anyone
don't
in
know
the
if
chat tell
everybody
me,
else
can
can
they
hear
hear
you.
me? Yeah, I know you can't hear me, but can anyone in the chat hear me? That's not cool. Yeah, Patty says you can hear me. Okay, we're good. Yeah,
Yeah, he can hear
people
you.
can still hear
Yeah,
me.
maybe it's just on my end.
So it must be your end.
Um, but
Um,
look, bro, I don't know what's going on with my. I don't know if I can hear you or if I can't. I don't know what's going on, so I don't want to. I don't want to just prolong it, but I will just say, even though the season is looking like it's done for or whatever, I mean, we still have to support our team, whether they still fucking decide to play Eric Dyer or whoever the hell they decide to put out there. I'm still gonna cheer them on. I want to be able to just finish out the rest of the season. Um,
Big up Blue Mountain.
and
Big
I
up
guess
CF.
just
Thanks.
wait to see what happens. I mean, I'm not really too too optimistic for this season. I don't think we're gonna finish in top four. I don't want top four. I don't even want Europa League. I would definitely entertain Europe, the Conference League, just because I think we need like a hard reset. I mean, and even if we don't get Europe, I'm okay with that. I just think that before anything else, this club needs to be steered into the right direction, and I don't think that Champions League helps us at all with that. I think that's just a big giant smokescreen for everything that's going on. I think that if we get Champions League, it's going to be a mistake, and a farce, honestly, because we don't deserve it. Even Europa League, we're going to get chewed up and spit out by any of these teams that we have to go play.
Real quick, I know you can't hear me, Leo, so I'm going to read this out. Let's face it. Jerome with the big dono here, the $20. Big up Jerome with the major super chat. Largo and Charjo super chat from Jerome here says, let's face it, we crumbled in a 2-horse race chasing Leicester City. We crumbled at the battle at the bridge. And guess what? The man that could put us 2-3 fumble a golden opportunity was Mason, and now he is coaching us. I'm going to work on this from the back to the front, and I will say I still haven't forgiven Ryan Mason for what he did in that final. You have an inform Gareth Bale, and you bench him for who? You also start your buddy Harry Winks. I mean, come on, you start Harry Winks in a final. You're asking to lose. So for me, Mason has let us down. He may be one of our own, et cetera, et cetera. He may be in the future a great piece, a great person to throw around in there. But you know what? I just ain't seen it. The one thing I will do and say in his favor is I liked seeing some of the subs earlier. I mean, we got to see Danjuma touch the pitch with some time, not with 2 minutes of full time. I'm looking here to see what time. 58 minutes. He got 32 minutes of regular time. Danjuma ain't seen that. He ain't seen the Premier League field that much since he was playing with Bournemouth. I think it was. Maybe it wasn't Bournemouth. But he gets a chance. He gets a goal. Richarlison, 77th minute. I feel like if it was Stellini and Conte specifically, just them, that maybe they would have done the Danjuma sub at the 77th minute instead, and then we would have been chasing it for longer. But I think the tactics are still the shell of what we know and what we have been seeing. The formation starts out that way. I think the Sanchez substitution was us kind of reverting back to old ways, but overall, I agree with a lot of that. The Mason part, he's also I just want to throw out one more thing with Ryan Mason. When the whole dish with the Super League thing was going down, who did this club put out in the face of the media when they're all trying to ask questions of Tottenham Hotspur? Why'd you join this? Why'd you do this? The fans are pissed. Who did they put out in front? Ryan Mason. Hey, you go deal with that at a press conference. Poor guy. But also, like, it's not his fault that we're thrusting him into these positions.
True.
So I agree with that. Also, the thing with Leicester, I'm not over that. That sucks. The Battle of the Bridge, I ain't even going to talk about that dirty little porta potty. But yeah, man, Jerome, great. You've been killing it. Great addition here to the chat that we're having. So thank you so much for the super chat. Leo, can you hear me now?
Yeah, bro, I had to turn up my volume. I guess I turned it down, so my bad, my homie.
There it is, old technology.
Yeah.
Is it, let me ask you about this super chat here. So, I mean, is he spitting facts still? I mean, I see flames. I see Jerome spitting flames right now because there's nothing I would disagree with. I mean, we lost it to. I mean, I'm at a loss for words because the Leicester thing, I'm still not over it. I'm still not over a lot of these things he's talking about. I'm still not over it. Maybe I dwell too long. I don't know. But what do you take away from this?
So like I try explaining to for example, like just a little side note. My dad calls me today. He's like, "Hey, did you watch the game? It was pretty good, huh? You guys almost did it."
Oh my
I'm like,
God.
I tell my dad, "Don't fucking call me when we lose because you're not gonna get a good answer, right?" And he's like, "But you guys, I mean, you guys look like you guys were gonna win." So like, I tried to explain this to my dad plenty of times. Dad, we finished third in a 2-horse race. Can you believe that shit? And yeah, my family they don't understand why I root for Tottenham, especially after like I try to tell my mom, oh, we got this new manager, mom. Like he's gonna do big things. Like we might be winning a
Look at
trophy this
this.
year. Yeah,
Look at
yeah.
this.
And then my mom's typical fucking response ever since Villas Boas was manager was, he's a good looking young guy. He's
You
a
know,
good
if you're
looking
only
guy.
getting complimented on your looks,
Yeah,
you gotta hope that there's something on it. I mean, I did the same thing. Jose Mourinho. We're getting Jose
yeah,
Mourinho. We're
yeah.
getting the special one. And then of course he's just like a perfect. He's a meme. He's a walking gif. He is a legend. I love Jose Mourinho. Just because of his personality, not necessarily any of his accolades. Like those are all great, but just who he is. I just love that. I don't know. Some people don't
Yeah,
appreciate that kind of coaching, but that's the kind of coach I could really rally around.
yeah.
So,
But no,
but
no.
yeah, it's fucking
All
sucks.
all BS aside, I do want to big up Jerome. That's a good gesture on your part, my homie, and
Yeah,
I'm
big
pretty
up. Showing a
sure
lot of love for the
these
Irish
guys
Hotspur.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hell yeah. Big up,
but
Jerome. That's a great comment.
spot on
Yeah.
with his
Spot on with
yeah,
both the super chats. Why are we worried about flipping?
yeah.
They're gonna figure it out. It's the same thing. I'm not laughing at Liverpool. Only reason I'm laughing at Chelsea a little bit is just because, like, haha, because it's Chelsea, and I
Yeah.
don't know that maybe it's wrong with me. But big up, Jerome. You're killing it with the super chats, man. You're a member. You're a super chatter. You're a lover of the Irish Hotspur, and that makes me a lover of you. So big up, Jerome. We need a THFC revolution, says Ellie. Did you have a bet on the Grand National? Says Adrian Sugar. I don't know what the Grand National is. So no, I did not. I'm also not a betting man, personally. Blue Mountain, we always find a different way to lose. Yeah, I don't want to go too much longer. We're almost here, already at almost here at 2 hours, Leo. But I did real quickly also want to get. Oh, we got another one. Oh, from Mile High Hotspur says thanks, Jerome. Big up Mile High Hotspur hitting the super chat. Also hitting the super chat tonight, Mile High Hotspur.
Just so people out there know, man. Like if you can, you can. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, you
if
got it
someone's,
like that. You got it like that, And if you can, you can. That's exactly right. You can hit the like, hit the subscribe. It's free. You can super chat, show some support, say something, get something off your chest. You want something else to talk about real quick before we end off.
Yep.
Or you can also just, get your membership, line up, get your membership, and you can come on the show and come chat with me, come chat with them. Can't believe you bullied Sanchez into crying, says Loopy. I didn't see him cry. Is there images of him crying somewhere that I
it
can
it
find?
it looked like I mean, I know on our broadcast they panned to him and he was just like, yeah, I think my time here's done. Like he just was like nodding his head like up and down, like, yep,
Yeah, I
I
definitely
think
saw
that's
that where
the
he was just like doing this, like
yep, like yep,
where
that's
it was
the
like,
fucking
yep,
straw that broke the
yep,
camel's back
that's
right
it,
there.
yep, yep, yep. Oh my god,
And you
I
like
feel bad for him on a human level, but like as a Tottenham
yeah,
Hotspur fan
you
and
said it right,
supporter,
bro.
he's got to go. It's done.
Yeah,
That might be the last time we ever see him.
in that moment too, like my heart went out to him, right? Because like this is
Actually,
a
it won't
man,
be
of
because
course,
Longley's
has
hurt.
bills.
Sorry.
I mean, but you never know, bro. Tanganga might end up getting the nod after the
Hey,
fucking debacle,
Tangang.
dude. But
It's true.
yeah, dude, you're making so much money, and you're expected to do a lot more. Like, there's only so much that we can feel bad for you until it's like, bro, come on now. You know what I mean? Just
Also,
pick up
like,
your
hey
slack.
man, if you did cry, I'm sorry about it. I'm sorry if your family's embarrassed, but again, the fans pay for your lights to be on. They pay for the stadium's lights to be on. So, if
Yeah,
they do not appreciate what you're doing, then you know what? They're going to tell you. And I don't blame them because I'm a big believer in speak your truth. And as a fan, your truth can be when Davinson Sanchez gets on that pitch, he scores. And that's not just your truth, that's factual truth. 4 minutes after joining the party on the pitch, he just left the back door open and let all the dogs in. So when you ask yourself
It's
who let the
okay, bro.
dogs out, I don't know. But Davinson Sanchez let the dogs in. And sometimes outside dogs could be just as bad if they're running around indoors. Leo, thank you.
Hold on real quick. He's gonna end up going to another team and winning a championship anyway, so it's okay.
he's gonna
Let's
he's
just
gonna
wait.
cut off. He's gonna
Yeah,
go back to Ajax. Him and Bergvine gonna go win something probably.
yeah,
Yeah,
probably. I wouldn't
that's
doubt it.
tough. That's tough. Blue Mountain also says it was reported he was in tears. I don't blame Davinson. I blame the people who put him in the position when it's clear he's not working. He hasn't been
That's
working
true.
at Spurs. He's needed a move somewhere else. But at the same time, like, you're here, you played today, you got turned around, and I'm not trying to be sympathetic to people who just aren't good enough, like Eric Dyer.
That's our problem. That's our problem as Spurs fans, Jacob. We're too sympathetic. You know, we're too attached, right? We're too
And he refused to move.
we're
That's
too
right.
frail. We need to be cutthroat. You know what I mean? Like I hate to try and compare us to anybody, but like, dude, Manchester City fans, they expect so much from their team. If they're not winning 4-1, they're not happy. You know what I mean? We need to
Yeah.
start
The
getting that type of
standards.
mentality. Like, yeah, like if our players are not fucking cutting it, then let it be known.
Yeah. Greatly said, man. I'm dropping the link one more time for Leo. That's his channel over there. Denver's only Tottenham Hotspur podcast. So go check him out. Please drop a sub over there. Show him some love. Show him all the love that
There you
you've
go.
shown me since I've popped onto the scene as well. So go show him some love. There it is. Mile High Hotspur. They are a mile above sea level. So
That's right.
they are the highest elevated podcast that you can get, I think. Unless there's someone like out there doing a podcast about Tottenham on Mount Everest. This is a guy to go to. So go check him out
Officially,
there.
unofficially.
Officially, unofficially, yeah. But big up, Leo. Thank you for joining me. Before you go, what is one thing you were thankful for outside of Tottenham Hotspur?
Um, my kids, for sure, my kids. And
There you
as much
go.
as I hate it, my job.
Hey, some people ain't got that, so
You know,
those are good things to
health.
be thankful for. Health, yeah, we're breathing. We're 6 feet up.
Yeah.
We're on our feet. Amen. I can't
Mhm.
complain too much, you know. I am upset with my boys in Lily White. But you know what? We move. The season's almost over. Only 7 more finals to go until we get,
Yeah.
we get a little reprieve, or
Them
more
Nuggies though,
headache.
baby. Them Nuggies might be doing it this year, so I
Yeah,
got something to
yeah.
look
I'm
forward
kicking
to.
you off on that note. Yeah, yeah. We ain't gonna talk about no Denver Nuggets on this program, but big up, Leo. Thank you so much for joining. Go check them out there, Mile High Hotspur. Come on, you Spurs.
Yes, sir.
Big up,
Yes, sir.
Leo. Take care, man. There he is. Great guy. Adrian Troco says, good show, guys. Good seeing you, Adrian. Thank you for the support and thank you for being here. I also, real quick, want to just say thank you to everyone in the chat. Y'all have been killing it. Y'all have kept the show moving along finely and beautifully. And you know what? Sometimes after a loss, all we need to do is just talk it out. Sometimes you need to walk it out. But for me, I enjoy talking it out. I've enjoyed talking to all of you here today. I am thankful. My one thing I'm thankful for outside of Tottenham Hotspur is the ability and the chance to, outside of my family as well, because obviously I don't want to have the same answer as Dermot and Leo, but you all know I'm thankful for my family. But I want to say my other thing I'm thankful for is everyone who participates in the YouTube community here by commenting, liking, subscribing, etc. Whether you only do it here on the Irish Hotspur because they're your old trusty, or if you also do go out and you subscribe over to United Spurs of America, the channel that I do over there with Michael Ramirez. If y'all want to check us out, that would be much appreciated as well. But I really appreciate everyone in the chat and everyone who liked. I mean, I see 75 likes, under 50 people watching now. People have been coming in, coming out, and I appreciate every single one of you. You gave a little bit of your time. You clicked, you liked, y'all done the damn thing. You showed support here for the Irish Hotspur. So hopefully I could check this thing tomorrow. It'll be over 100 likes, and I'll be happy, and I can text David and say, hey, man, hope you're doing well. We hit 100 likes. Thank you for that. So I'm also thankful for the opportunity to bring you this show here on the Irish Hotspur, because honestly, they text me after every match and they're like, you sure you want to do it? Do you want to do it? Are you okay doing it? And you know what? It's my pleasure. It is my blessing to come on here and get to chat with all the fine folks of the Irish Hotspur, and the people who chat. So once again, there's my name. I'm Jacob at United Spurs of America. If you do search us on YouTube, please do go ahead and like. You can also click the link that's pinned to the top. And that's the channel that I do over there if you do want to go subscribe. But until the next match, I will see you here after this. So Jack and David and anyone, if you do want to come chat with Jacob after the match on the Spurs post-match fan show here on the Irish Hotspur, get your membership, get the link, come on and have your say. And then you also get, to chat with Jack and David on Monday, on Friday, whatever day that they're running them fan shows. You can check us out. So again, I appreciate all of y'all. This damn thing wouldn't be what it is without y'all. Lastly and finally, I do want to say big up Jerome as well, coming in with the super chats. He had 2 of them, one for 20, one for 5, and then we also got Mile High Hotspur with a cheeky 4.99 thanking Jerome. So big up Mile High Hotspur, big up Leo, big up Jerome. Thank you for financially showing some love to the Irish Hotspur tonight. And then lastly, thank you everyone again for liking, subscribing. But it is a tough day being a Tottenham Hotspur supporter. But you know what? There is tomorrow. We still have a heartbeat. We're still breathing. I've gotten to share a laugh with 3 really good people tonight on this show. Hopefully next time I'll get to chat with you on this very channel. So hit the link, get your membership, and let's do the damn thing. But until next time, win, lose, rain or shine, I will be here. I hope you will too. And as always, come on, you Spurs. Goes.